Hi, Don. How
Hi,
are you
Tom.
today?
Doing good. Doing really good.
I've got the honor today of interviewing Don Dick, an employee that's been here for 40 years.
40 long years, but 40 good years.
Now, where did you start out with Air Hydropower?
I started on Bishop Lane, started actually in shipping on Bishop Lane. And then moved back. We were there like about a year and a half. So I was there for shipping maybe about 6 months and went to receiving. I loved receiving. Didn't like shipping. Went to receiving. And then when we moved to Robarts Court about a year and a half later, all of a sudden they put me back into shipping. And then that's when I had problems in shipping. So,
What kind of problems you have, Don?
well, I'll tell you, especially that one day, one main day. But I was actually doing a lot of bad things as far as making lots of mistakes. And I don't know why. I mean, I'm usually focused on things and stuff. But of course, we just had a baby. Maybe not getting sleep. I don't know.
Yeah.
But sure enough, I started making a lot of mistakes. Missed a few days. Was late a few days.
Ooh, you?
Yeah. I was for quite a while. Many weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, that one day when, sure enough, Clarence Mattingly and Matt Ott said that, we need to see you upstairs. And I said, this ain't good. So sure enough, I went up there, talked to him, and they reprimanded me. And so apparently I got a first reprimand, and I didn't know anything about it. So they said, this is your second.
This is your second one, huh? Yeah. You
Second.
didn't hear the first one.
So this is your second one. I said, okay. And then they told me what I was doing, missing days, making mistakes. And I said, okay, well, I'll try harder. And they said, if you get one more big mistake or miss a day anytime soon or be late anytime soon, you're more likely going to be fired. And I said, okay, that's
Matt Ott told you that.
Matt and Clarence were sitting there. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, they weren't mean or anything like that,
No.
but they said, well, you're going to leave if you don't do better. And I said, okay, I'll see you later. So I'll go downstairs, started working. And then throughout the day, sure enough, here comes Art Hackmiller coming down the steps.
Now, Art was the owner at that time, right?
Art was the owner.
Yes.
So I hear him stomping down those steps. So he comes right toward me, and I'm working, doing the shipping. And then sure enough, though, I'm saying he doesn't look happy. He came to me, and he was just plain upset. So he said some words that I don't know, I can't say. But he said, I told you to keep an eye on that big rock out there. There's actually two rocks. So
at the entrance to the driveway.
Exactly. And the trucks kind of pull in and everything. So I said, man, okay, I have been, but I think it was wintertime that time. I can't tell. Well, apparently he saw some chips. Somebody hit him with a truck.
Hit the big rock.
Hit the big rock or whatever. And I'm thinking, hey, that's crazy. But I said, okay, I'll try to do better and keep an eye. But it's wintertime. The doors are closed. I can't watch them coming in. Of course, I didn't want to argue with him. He is the owner at that time. Well, sure enough, he said, and I don't know what, he was so upset that he basically said, if somebody hits that rock dead on or whatever again, I will personally take you out the door. But he said other words, but
Yes.
And I said, okay, Art, fine with me. So then after that, I walked over toward a buddy of mine. I could have sworn it was like Dan Auble. His name was Dan Auble, whatever.
Yeah, I remember Dan. Yeah.
And I walked over to him, and I don't think Terry Greer was there yet. But they were working back in the heavy equipment area. And
Building
I said,
power units back there, yeah.
Building the power units, yes. So I said, okay, guys, I think this is my last day. Pretty much. I'm done. So sure enough, went through the day, no problems. And then from that day on, I told Crystal about it. And I said, it is my fault. I'm not focusing. I'm not doing the best, and I should do better. I'm going to try to do better. I'm married now with a baby and everything. So I said, I got to try better. So after that one point, then sure enough, for about 2 weeks, I went upstairs almost every day thinking that I'm going to get fired anyway. And I told Art, here's a truck bill. This guy skinned that rock. Oh, this guy ran over the grass that's near the rock. I watched him, and I saw the wind blew dust off it as he's going by. And I put it down actually on those truck bills. After 2 weeks, he said, hey, Don, what? Just unless somebody really plows into it or whatever, we okay? And I said, if you're okay with it, Art, I'm okay. After that, I mean, we were like buddies. It was fantastic. I loved it, you know. But after that point, also, I never missed a day for 21 years after that point.
21
years. I mean, I took my vacation schedule and stuff. But I even came in sick. I even laid in the car one day at lunchtime and thinking, hopefully I can feel better. And then somebody came in. I had my legs out in the car, you know. They said, "Are you okay?" I said, "No, I'm sick, but I'm just taking my lunch break and hopefully I'll get back in. I don't want to miss any days." So I did it for 21 years till me and Rob went on vacation to Houston for a WWE event, WrestleMania. And then sure enough, when we got back on that Sunday, I got sick. So I called in and told Paula on Monday. She answered. I said, "Paula, I'm not coming in." Then she says, "Don't you have a streak going on?" I said, "Yeah, I got 21 years, but I am totally sick. I cannot make it in." So definitely, I just lay back in bed, said sorry, and I think I made it the next day. But that broke the 21 years.
Wow.
But then after that, I think I still did it for, didn't miss a day after that, maybe 5-6 years, and then another split, something happened, and then so on, so on.
Yeah.
But that was, Robards was a fun time, but at the beginning, it was not.
Sounds pretty rough.
Yeah, and then also after shipping, I said, you know what? Can I, after I think Nathan was working there,
Nathan Murphy.
Yeah, working receiving.
Yeah.
So once he moved over to the inside, I said, "Hey, can I go ahead and apply for receiving back again?" They said yes. So once I was in receiving, that's why I did so great. I mean, I loved receiving.
You love receiving.
I love receiving.
And what's your job today?
I'm receiving.
You're receiving. You've done that for 40 years.
Yeah. So basically 40. I mean, you can count shipping for like 6 months and maybe another 3 or 4 months.
That's what almost got you fired, was shipping.
I know. That's why I hate it. So if anybody asked me to go to shipping, I said, don't really want to go there. Yeah. Definitely not.
So you've seen a ton of changes. How many people do you think were at the company when you started?
Man, I'd say seemed like, at least in our area, was maybe only about 25 people.
25 people.
But there were so many legends there. We're talking, Bob Cullen, Bob Archer. Chuck Marlette was one, but there was a situation with Chuck Marlette, though. On Bishop Lane, sure enough, the bathrooms were by the will call. Well, you can lock that door, but there's 2 stalls and then another one where you can sit down, but there's nothing blocking it if you're sitting in there. So that's why I usually try to lock the door. Well, sure enough, I walk in and there's people behind me at the will call. I walk in and then shut the door, but then there's old Chuck saying, "Hey, what's up?" reading a newspaper. And I said,
on the toilet.
Okay, on the toilet. I said, "Oh, great, fantastic. Okay, well," and then I had to go. I think this one over here wasn't working, so I had to go by him. I said, "This is, oh my gosh." So, Chuck, hopefully you have a good day, pal. I'm done now, so I'll see you later. But then they could tell, the people behind me could tell that what was happening when I walked out. Like, I was totally embarrassed. Totally
interesting.
embarrassed.
People might not know this, but Chuck Marlott owned Marlott Controls that we bought him back in the early 80s. But Chuck Marlott actually worked for Neff Engineering, and there was Neff Engineering of Kentucky.
Oh, okay.
And they were the original Mac Valve and PhD distributor down here in Kentucky. And Harry Neff, God rest his soul, he's passed away, who was the president of PhD when he passed away. His first job when he got into the Neff organization was to sell Neff Kentucky because it was losing money. So he sold that to Chuck Marlott, and that's where Dan Archer came from, and also
was Bob Archer part
Bob
of that?
Archer. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
Bob Archer, not Dan Archer. Bob Archer, Dan's Bob's son. Of course. Sorry about that. And so that's where Bob came from, and then we ended up buying them out, and that's what Chuck worked with us for a while. That was, I believe, the first acquisition that the company had made.
Okay.
That was Marlott Control.
Yeah. No.
So, and then we moved over here back in 2004.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, we had the ribbon cutting over here.
Right.
And I think we came over on one late evening.
That's right.
Everybody just followed each other.
The building, yeah.
Outlined. I was taking pictures like I
always
you were. I love taking pictures. Yeah. So that was a fun time. I said, "This is the area right here." I said, "Well, a little bit farther drive for me."
Yeah.
But
because why? You live where?
I live in Clarksville, Indiana. I'm a Hoosier.
Yeah.
And by the way, go Hoosiers tonight, just in case anybody's listening. Yeah. In football.
Well, by the time this gets published,
that's right.
Indiana will either have won or lost, but hopefully they'll win, and hopefully on their way to a national championship.
Man, I'm hoping so. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, that was pretty good. And then coming over here,
Yes.
fantastic. And of course, we had the addition later. But over
Two
here,
editions.
yeah, or two. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
You're right. Two editions
I
on there.
remember paying for them.
Oh, yeah, you were no. But yeah, so I really liked it. It was a good. I mean, I still love it, of course, here. But I did like just the first edition. I mean, the first time we got here, the building was fine with me, but then we grew, and as you know, growing is actually fantastic for sales.
Yes.
So we had to keep on going, and now I think we need to do it again.
We're getting really close.
I mean,
Getting really close.
Yeah, that warehouse is getting full on certain things. Yeah.
Well, we've got a pad out back. It's 100,000. That's ready for 100,000 square foot building to go up on.
Well,
So
really?
yeah, that's the other area of the parking lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's when we built the last edition and we had it set up with planning and zoning ready to go, so we can go ahead and just put up a tilt-top building back there and be ready to grow.
Wow,
Yeah.
I love it. But no, I used to like the older one first.
Yeah.
And then the new one was good because once they were building it, we were throwing football out there
Yeah.
and stuff. It's so wide open. I said, this is too big.
Yeah.
Well, obviously it's not too big. It grew pretty quick. But I do like it, but I just didn't love it like I did in the beginning.
Yeah.
And matter of fact, there was a story on the old building. I mean, here, the old part of it is one day when I was unloading a truck at the old place, doors back in the very
Right,
back. Well, sure enough, I'm going back there. M&M is pulling up, and
M&M Cartage, not the rapper.
No, not M&M the rapper. No, boom, 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 boom. No, but no. Sure enough, he's pulling in. And I said, okay, well, I'll get the loading dock ready, and I'll put it on there into the truck. And I was making lots of noises like I always do to get in there. And I said, okay, I'm going to go ahead on in. He never came yet, so I'm going ahead in. And you couldn't lock it at that time. So sure enough, I started going in with the forklift. And then as soon as I did with the first wheels, all of a sudden I hear like a kick or whatever. And then he's pulling away.
What?
He's pulling away.
You with the forklift?
Yeah, so I hit that gas and go. Luckily, there was space because I had to go all the way up. So luckily, there was, had wide open where I could hit it, and I was up already in there. And I'm trying to remember, it was Jose or somebody saw me being pulled away. And I'm just looking like this. I'm just doing like this. See you later, like that.
That's
and,
the first time I've heard that story.
Yes. And then sure enough, I'm thinking, in my mind, I'm saying, okay, where is he going? Hopefully somebody says something to him.
Yeah.
Where is he going? Then when he went around the corner, then started coming back and pulled right back in. So I had to have him get that, plate back in there, Jose. And then that way I could pull out. And I actually, in that point, I said, I'm not leaving really till he gets around here. And he finally did. And I said, where'd you go? Why'd you leave? I'm in here, And he said, I was just pulling to make it straighter. And I said, talk about scary. And that was very scary because if I didn't speed up, I went down like this.
Yeah.
I said, oh, that was the scary part. But I still love that area. So, yeah.
Now, you mentioned Ron.
Yes. My twin brother.
Your twin brother.
Yes.
Now, were you identical?
No, fraternal. He was 14 minutes older.
Oh, he was an old guy.
He was old. He was really old. Yeah.
God rest his soul. He's had some health issues and
Yes.
passed away.
Yes, he did. And
but he was your constant companion for how many years?
Well, let's go at that point before he passed away. He passed away at 60.
Yeah.
So 60 years.
And what did you two do together? What was your passion to do together?
Mainly going to see, traveling was one. Celebrities, seeing celebrities. Or we did so much. I mean, there's just so much going on. Traveling to the United States, hitting different spots as much as we could. And Vegas was our favorite. New Orleans was our favorite. Seeing celebrities and stuff all the time. Going to what you call Comic Cons or whatever.
Yeah. Going
in there. Or the old days was also during the golf tournaments. Foster Brooks.
Foster Brooks.
And you see, my favorite guy to talk to was Bob Hope.
Really?
And I saw him many times through there, and his wife, Dorothy, I think it was, Dorothy. And Foster we talked to, but he didn't understand us too much because I think he was slurring a lot. So I don't know what was going on with him. But
Foster used to like the round water.
Yes, he did. But I'm just kidding. He was actually got fine then. But another guy I really loved seeing was Jerry Lewis. And I saw him a couple times talking to him and stuff.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of people we took pictures of,
Yes.
and a lot we couldn't because either we didn't have a camera with us or the cameras. The first celebrities we ever saw, and we had like a little Vivitar 110 square camera because we didn't have, regular 35 millimeters. So sure enough, at the Marriott by Derby Dinner Playhouse, we found out that Jerry Mathers and Tony Dow was going to be there.
Yeah.
So I go over there, sure enough, and it's black and white picture.
Yeah.
But I say, hey, can I get a picture with you guys?
Now, who's Jerry Mather?
Leave It to Beaver. He was the kid on Leave It to Beaver way
go.
back in the 1960s. Or
For
actually,
all
maybe
you
59.
young ones, go look that up on YouTube and check that out.
And he's still playing even today. And he's still alive. Now, Tony Dow passed away.
Now, what was Tony?
Wally.
Wally.
Yeah,
Wally,
yes.
Who was a royal pain in the rear end.
What's his name? My mind's not thinking, but the bad guy on Beaver. Eddie Haskell.
Eddie Haskell.
Eddie Haskell. That's right. Just got to me.
Eddie.
Now, Eddie was the bad boy. I mean, bad boy. He was really bad.
Wally was the suck up, wasn't it?
Well, it was his brother. He was kind of like a suck up. Yeah. But
yeah.
Those fantastic. So me and Ron got to go to a lot of places, see a lot of people.
Yeah.
But we also went to a lot of events, like the Olympics and.
Went to the Olympics in Atlanta?
Yeah, 96. Matter of fact, if I can, I'd go for a quick story on this.
Sure.
When we went to, there was a bombing in Atlanta, and we was already planning to go. And I think it was on a Wednesday we was going to go, so the bombing already took place.
Right.
And we was getting ready to take off, and Ron said, hey, we can't go. The bombing's there. They might cancel a lot of events. I said, it's up to you. So we waited actually a day or so, and then they said events are still going. Right. So we went straight there, drove to Atlanta, stayed there for many, many days, found lots of events in Cuba and USA baseball, which was great. Right. Lots of track, loved the track events and stuff. So that was great. But then we also took pictures of the memorial they already had up for the bombing, which was fresh. So we decided, okay, well, let's get home. We had a great time here, spent a lot of money. In those days, there was a lot of money in 96. But sure enough, we came back home, and I went to work back on a Wednesday. But then I found out that a guy named John was missing, and he was my boss. He was my supervisor. I said, "Well, what's going on here? What happened?" They said, "Well, he took off and never came back." And I said, "So it's been like maybe a day and a half or whatever." Yeah. So I said, "Okay, that's good. Bad. But hopefully we can find out what's going on."
He took the company truck, right?
He took the company truck.
Just took off.
And then they found it, though, later on at the Bashford Manor Mall in a parking lot.
Probably about a couple of miles away from
the miles away. Yeah. So I said, man, that's crazy. So during those 2 days, though, sure enough, they had people come upstairs to talk about John to see what's going on. Did anybody have a talk with him or anything, see what's going on? Maybe he was depressed or something. And then, of course, sure enough, I go up there because Art tells me to get upstairs. So I go upstairs, see Art, and like four I know they were FBI agents. And sure enough, when I'm talking to him and stuff, they said, so you know John? I said, he's my supervisor. I said, yeah. I said, he said something like, well, what was going on with him? Do you not have any idea? And I said, believe me, we just got back from Atlanta, so I never did. But then I was just joking. I said, he might be upset because we played tennis a week before, and I beat him pretty bad. So he probably was really upset. Well, they did not like that.
The FBI didn't have a sense of humor?
No, they looked at me and just like gave me the eye. And of course.
And what about Art? Did Art put his glasses down and look at you like that?
Oh, man, he looked at me too. And I said, oh, boy, I'm in trouble. I think after that, then I tried to be, I said, okay, guys, really, I don't know because really I just got back from Atlanta. And as far as I know, he had no problems going on. No problems at all. Right. So can I go? And they said, get out of here. Let's go. I said, okay. So then, of course, later on, we found out he did take the truck over there, and he wasn't kidnapped or anything. He actually just left because apparently him and his wife was having problems. So he went on ahead, took some money out, got on a Greyhound bus, I guess it was, and went all the way to Arizona. So, but the thing about it also, when he did, I talked to him on the phone later on, like maybe a week or 2 or 3 later, and talking to him. And saying, because Matt and Art, I think, really wanted, he was so good. He was such a great supervisor. They said, we want him back. Can you talk to him? I said, sure. He's my buddy. Yeah. So sure enough, I talked to him on the phone. And I said, I know you've had problems and stuff, but they want you back. Can you come back? And he said, no. I said, okay, well, I'll tell him that.
Yeah.
But he says, I'm too embarrassed. And I said, man, you're such a great guy, though, pal. You're a great guy, and I'm going to hate, seeing you leave. But I will tell them that. And he never came back. So I'd really never talked to him anymore after that. But what a story with that. And
That's a great.
And we thought maybe he was kidnapped, but no, it was just yeah.
One of the things that you point out there is wanting him to come back and
Yes.
realizing that he had family problems. That's one of our core values. Really,
Yes.
is do the right thing and to go and to we want to be one big family.
Yes.
It was easier when you're 25 people or 50 people. Now we're right at 400 people, but that's one of our core values is to take care of each other. We all have problems in life,
Mm-hmm.
and we all go through it. And who better to go through it with than people that you're close to that care about you?
We're there with them all day.
We're with them there every day.
Yeah, every day.
We spend more time here than we do at our homes.
Yes.
And we want to help each other, and we've always done that. And we learned that from Art. We learned that from Bob Littlefield, who Art founded the company. But Art was really the man that emulated that. And then when Matt Dick and I took over, we took that and tried to take it to the next level. We've had a lot of different employees that have had personal problems and things, and people passed away throughout the years, and we try to take care of them.
Well, that's the good thing about you guys. Well, Art, of course, started as far as, Littlefield started, but I mean, as far as, he was a tough guy, but once you got to know him, unbelievable. I love the guy, love him.
Sure,
but then once you guys took over too, the thing about it is, you guys are so nice as a family for all of us, like you said, where the opportunities you give us, and some people shouldn't get extra opportunities in other places. You guys give it to us. You give us opportunities, and you're nice, and you guys do so many award situations to keep it interesting and stuff. And it's just a fun time at Air Hydro, especially now, of course, with the Halloween contest and
which you won.
Ugly sweater. Now, I'm not saying, it's just because I'll win. I like talking about it, but yeah.
But you know what? You participate, and a lot of people participate.
Yes.
Yes. Now, you mentioned awards. You won an award, didn't you?
Yes, for customer service back in February.
And what comes with that award?
A $4,500 not gift card, but travel voucher.
Yeah. And so where are you going to go?
Well, we are going, me and, I was going to say what's her face, but I better not do that if she sees this. Crystal, my wife. I say that a lot, but I'm just kidding with her. We are going to Hawaii. End of February, into like March 8th, we'll come back or whatever. Yeah. But it's also going to be part of a cruise too.
Oh, really?
So we'll land the first day on a Friday, go see Pearl Harbor, stay in a hotel, and then after that, hop on Saturday to the cruise, and they'll take us to Maui. There's like 7 different places we're going to go, and then come back and then head back home.
Well, that's fantastic.
I'm going to love it. That's the first time I've ever been. Matter of fact, I've been to all the United States except for Alaska and Hawaii. Well, now when we go to Hawaii will be knocked off.
So what you got to do is win another award in a couple of years, and you get to go to Alaska.
Yeah, but you don't do it anytime soon because, we're getting older. I want to hurry up and do it soon, though.
Okay.
So I'll talk to her real soon. If we're not an award, I say, let's just do it. Let's just get to Alaska and everything. But now me and Ron got to go to Europe, and thanks to you all, as a matter of fact, because you guys started the $1,000 every 5 years.
Right.
Well, at that point, I think I was at my 30th, and I got $6,000. But here's the story on that. I was with Terry, sitting down, Terry Kincaid, at the party.
Yeah.
We were at the party, and Crystal was near me, and we was all talking and stuff. So he was sitting with me. And, of course, you guys were doing the announcements. And I think of Steve Riggs and me going up there, and maybe it seemed like it was somebody else. Vicky Harvey? I don't know.
Vicky Harvey. I think it was
maybe Vicky Harvey. Going up there to get some extra money, once you guys started that. So when I got up there, they said, and Don Dick, $6,000. And I'm already sitting down. I'm thinking, Ron started his cancer treatment. Yeah. So I was like, in my mind, as a matter of fact, when I went up there and got it, I said, Steve, you make the speech. Just say something here real quick because you're part of this, Yeah. So he said, thank you, guys. Fantastic like that. Yeah. And then we walked off, and I was thinking, man, $6,000. This is going to be fantastic. I'm going to go to England. I'm going to take him to England, Europe.
And you took Ron to England.
And I took
Even
Ron.
though he had cancer.
Yes.
That was one of his goals and your goals.
Yes, exactly. And he loved it. But we added on to it. And of course, the thing I didn't know got taxed. So when I told him about that, I said, hey, we only got like 3,500 or 3,900. And I said, but hey, this is a great thing from Air Hydro. And Ron said, so we're not going at that point, when I told him, I said, Ron, we're going. So Crystal said, you're going. So we got the credit card and paid for it. And I added more. I said, well, let's go to Paris. So we went to Paris and Normandy. We went to Normandy.
Oh, wow.
And then from there, Austria. Gone with the Wind. They had the little castle and stuff over there. And then from there, went to Munich. And then from Munich, went straight to Berlin and ate at the wall. But at the last day, eating at the wall, I had a chicken, he had a hamburger, and the wall's right behind, even though they still got pieces of the wall up.
Right, yeah.
And we took pictures. But sure enough, though, he started getting sick that night. Well, we had to leave in the morning to head back to the United States, back to New York.
Right.
Well, he was sick. I said, are you going to make it? He said, I'm going to try. Because I guess the hamburger was bad. And sure enough, he never left. I think it was a 9-hour trip back. Well, sure enough, he never left his seat. I had to go twice in that time. But I said, Ron, why don't you want to go? Why can't you go? And he says, he called me dorky.
Dorky?
So he said, dorky, if I move, I'm going to get sick. I don't want to move. And I said, okay. Didn't you stay right there? So 9 hours. And once we got there, he was fine. I mean, he felt better and everything. But that was a fantastic trip.
That's great.
But thanks to you. But thanks to you all.
Well, it did. But you know what, though, Don? You had goals. You had goals all through your life. You take a look at after the first 2 years with the company. You set a goal for yourself to go and to improve yourself because you had a wife and a child that you have responsibilities for, and you changed the way that you operated, right?
Right.
And you grew up.
Finally.
No
way. You ask her today?
Oh, no.
Don't ask her at the party.
Oh, no.
Don't ask her at the party.
You white, I will.
No. Todd, I was always afraid with Todd because Todd was going to say, I'm going to tell your wife certain things and tell Crystal certain things. I said, come on now, I'm not that bad.
Now, wait a minute. I got some incriminating pictures on Todd. So if you need some leverage, let me know.
Good. That'd be good. But I think I've matured now. Just don't ask Crystal.
Well, all of our wives will say that men never try. And what I'm afraid of is when I grow up, that's when you get old. So you can't get old. You got to be immature.
Yeah.
But I'm really proud of what you've done for this company, how you've contributed to it, your attitude that you've had. But the other thing is that you've got a life outside of Air Hydropower, and you've seen the world, and you've traveled. And I think you're a great role model for young people to look at and say, okay, I come in, I'm going to screw up. It happens, till you grow up a little bit, and then you keep going. But then you have your personal side. And I'm just so proud
thank you.
to have you. I love on Facebook, when nowadays you'll see when a movie star passes away, and there's your post coming up. Well, here's where I was with them back then, and then you post those pictures. It's magnificent.
I'm not trying to show off either. I
know you're not. But your life.
Yeah. But
you're letting us share your life of what you've been able to do.
Yeah.
I'm very happy to be part of that.
The one I really love too, Robin Williams. Oh. Saw him in the back of the Louisville Palace. Me and a guy named Don, he passed away also. But he did lots of autographs too.
Yeah.
I got lots of autographs. But we were back there. It was a light rain. There was about maybe 10 people there. And then Robin comes up in a van. He gets out, walks to the back of the line first, gets all of them, then comes to me and Big Don.
Yeah.
And then he says, how are you guys doing? And we said, oh, doing great. I mean, how are you doing? And he said, getting ready for a big show right now. And I said, great. But he was so nice and just, like quiet.
Yeah.
He didn't like, I was thinking he's going to make jokes.
Right,
He never made any jokes. He's just really quiet. And then somebody said that what he does is he prepares himself to be silent before the show and gets him ready, and then he'll go to the show.
And just explode.
And we never went to the show, though.
Oh, you didn't go to the show?
We never went to the show.
So I missed out. Get the tickets for the show.
I guess I don't know. I was wearing my Air Hydro outfit, as a matter of fact. I just went straight right there and just not planning on it. But I said, I don't think we're going to see him, But then Don said, he's going to be here. I know it. Don was right. Don, it seemed like he was always right about certain people and everything. But yeah, that was great. Just doing that, Well,
but Don, keep doing what you're doing here. Keep traveling. Keep going. Go to Alaska. Get that on your bucket list and get that done.
Yeah.
And thank you very, very, very much for this today.
Tom. Thank you. Does this come in chocolate? And one last thing. What
are you drinking there, buddy?
I'm drinking Big Red, which is my favorite of all time. In the old days, I think not Little Tiger, Tiger Red. Was my favorite, but then once they went away, Big Red came, and I love Big Red now. But of course, my favorite thing was Secretariat, seeing seeing Secretary getting a selfie with Secretariat, one of the best horses. He was Big Red.
Unbelievable.
So Big Red with that and Big Red with Indiana. Good luck.
Thanks, Don. What a great interview. Good